friends, it's Miss Sara here from Hudson Area Public Library. Our theme this week for storytime is bedtime, so I thought we could do an easy craft to make a dream catcher. Have you ever made one of these? They're fun and they work on a lot of different skills. You can decorate them in any way that you choose, and then you can hang them up in your room. So, the supplies that we're going to need today: you'll need a paper plate, some tape, a little bit of yarn. If you have any beads, you can use beads. You could get creative and use anything. You could make a bead out of paper. It's just to have something hanging down. And you don't have to do this part either. It's completely up to you. You'll also need scissors, and a hole puncher works really well. If you don't have a hole puncher, you can always cut a hole with your scissors. But we always want to think about being careful and not cut ourselves. So now that we know our supplies, let's get started. Take your paper plate and you're going to just fold it in half. Once you have it folded in half, you can see how there's kind of a circle on it right in here, and you're going to cut and go around that circle. So we will just quickly cut that out, and that's so you have the part that the yarn hangs through where it will catch the good dreams. Okay, so we took out the center, and now you just have a circle. Now what you're going to do is take your hole puncher, and you're going to punch one hole at the top, and this one you will use to string your yarn through to hang it, but you can also weave it through as well. And then straight across from that hole, see the hole at the top? You're going to do one at the bottom and one on each side of that one in the middle at the bottom. So you'll see I have 3 holes at the bottom and 1 hole at the top. Now just around here you'll punch some more holes. I think I punched 4 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This time I feel like doing 5 though. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now my hole puncher has a nice little thing that catches the paper. If yours doesn't, please make sure that you clean up when you're done. That's always a good part of doing crafts. So now what you're going to do is you're going to find some yarn. It can be any color. You can do more than one color if you wanted. There's no right or wrong to the craft. My yarn is kind of a mess, so I need to find the end. And then what I'm going to do is just hold it at the top and kind of wrap it around about 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I will cut it off. Doesn't have to be exact. This is just yarn for you to work through your dream catcher. And if it's too long, it can get bunched up and create problems. So now what we're going to do is you can start anywhere you want and just poke your yarn through a hole, and then on the back you just tie a knot. So I have it poked through a hole, and now with my other end, I'm going to take just a little piece of tape and wrap it around the end of my yarn. And the reason why I do this is yarn can kind of fray, and this will make it easier to poke through because it's kind of like a shoelace. The tape is like the hard end on your shoelace, making it easier to go through surfaces. So this one, you'll see that my string is through the back side. So I'm going to pick a hole and go through the back side of my plate. And if you need to cut the tape to be an angle, you can do that too. So then you just pull your yarn through and then pick another hole to go through. This is in the front now, so I would go through the front. And you pull it all the way through. And you just keep doing that, keep weaving until you like the pattern, until you've used the holes that you want to use. Like I said, I think I'm going to cut an angle onto my tape. So, but you can do as much or as little as you want. On the sample, I went through all the holes on my Dreamcatcher. And when you have a long piece of yarn, you will notice that sometimes it can get caught up or tangled. So the best thing is to always go slow. And if it gets tangled, you can ask somebody for help, or you can cut it off and tie it off and start over. Now you'll notice that I have not gone through all of my holes, but I have run out of yarn. So I'm just going to run it through and then tie it off in the back. I can just take it to the nearest one and tie a little knot. Or actually what I think I'll do is I'll just tie, get some more yarn and tie it to here. So then you can keep going through. So I need to find my end again, and I'll just tie those two together. So I have a little knot, and I can just cut it off. Cut off my longer ends, and then pick how much extra yarn I think I need. Cut it, and if I want, I can put tape on this end again, or you don't have to. The putting tape on the end is totally an option. So I'm going to go through, and then here is my one at the top. And so I'm going to go to that one, poke it through, and now what I'm going to do this time, different than what I did on the sample, is go underneath and come back through that same hole . And then I'm just going to go up and hold it however long I want it to be, and just tie it off so that I'll have I made a knot, and so I have this really long loop that my Dreamcatcher can hang from. And then this extra part I can cut off, and then you can use them for tails. And so if you have a bead, you can tie your beads on and then tie them onto the bottom part. So you just run it through the hole like you've done with everything, tie a little knot, and then you have your string at the top, and you have your string at the bottom that will hang down. This is what to hang it from the ceiling from, and the one to hang it down you will run through beads so you can have it look pretty like this one. And you can do multiple beads, you can do one bead, you can do them different lengths, however you want. And if you want to color on your paper plates, but then you'll end up with a dream catcher. So we would love to see pictures of your creations that you come up with. If you have any questions, anything we can help you with, let us know. If you have suggestions for art projects you would like to see, let me know. Thank you for joining our video today, and we hope to see you again soon. I miss you guys.